1 year ago, I decided to try my hand at learning Forex. 1 year of hard graft, visualization, a lot of losing, a lot of help along the way, and now I can proudly say that I'm verified profitable. Okay, and now guess what? I've got a
New Lamborghini here.
In this video, I'm going to share with you the hacks that I've used that have led to my profitability over 1 year, and hopefully these things are going to help you whatever stage you're at. But before we crack on, I've just started a new Telegram group, which links in the description. I'm just going to share all my trades for absolutely free, and anything I find going on in the Forex world, I'm just going to drop it in there. So, hack number 1. If you want to be profitable, I cannot suggest enough, you need a mentor and a group of like-minded people, whether those people be in real life or just digitally on Discord. You've just got to think about this. If you're trying to get good at anything, no matter what it is, you look for a coach, especially if you're a complete beginner. All it does is just going to fast track your progress. Yeah, I think there's people out there which have probably become profitable without needing a coach or using a coach, and they've just spent a lot of time on their own researching, and that's for sure possible. But if you can find someone that's better than you and knows more than you, it makes sense to utilize that. So I spent about 3 to 4 weeks looking on YouTube, watching different videos of different YouTubers, different gurus, and I was trying to find the one which resonated with me the most. Okay, so for you that might be someone different, it doesn't matter. For me, just to drop it in now, I prefer the swing trading using the daily or the H4 chart, where I don't have to be at the chart all day and I can just check it a couple of times a day. And I went with this lovely bald man, none other than Nick Sean. Okay, so I got in, I took his course, and then I joined his Discord server, and it's great. And one of the best things about his group, if you don't know already, is you get unlimited one-to-one mentorship sessions with one of his mentors. That's a real help, especially when you're starting out and you just want to ask questions, and every week you've got a whole new set of questions. So that was great. Every sort of once a month I was meeting up with him, and I still do, and we'll have chats and we'll just talk about what's going through. So now point number 2, you need a daily routine and a journal, sort of 2 points into one here. But something that really started kickstarting my profitability was when I had a rigid daily routine, Monday to Friday. I'd wake up, I would not check my phone, I'd go straight to the charts, have a drink, and I would just skim through them for about 30 minutes. And I found after waking up and not looking at anything, my mind was very clear, and that's really the only time of day I would make trading decisions, really. Maybe I'd monitor them throughout the day, actually placing trades or exiting, usually in the morning. Now, because I would get up and look at the charts straight away, just after waking up, I would find my mind was a lot less biased and a lot less judgmental, less fearful, which is all things you want as a trader, okay? And that definitely helped me make more money when I started doing this. Now, the second part of this one is to journal. Okay, now I've been journaling since I begun. They've made it super clear in Nick's course, like that is so important. But also I'm now doing it through Telegram, which the link's in the description. I'm just every time I place a trade, I'm going to put it in there. I'm going to explain why. It's partly for me and then also for you guys. So why is the journal so important? Well, every week or 2 weeks, what I would do is I would just look back at it, and I would look at all the winners and the losers, and I would try and find out what they have in common. Now, you don't want to base everything off one trade, because one trade is random, but multiple, that's where you get your edge, and that's where statistics will play out. Okay, I started to learn that, well, if I waited for rejection more, trades would usually win more than losing. Okay, things like that, loads of little things. I don't have to dive into the details of it now. The next thing is you don't want to keep it complicated when you're setting up a journal. When I first did it, I had like entry time screenshots on like 3 different time frames. There was so much information. You want it to be easy to consume a week later. You want to go back and you just want to look at it, and you can look at it in a second. You don't want it to be like effort. You just want it to be very simple, very easy. So things I include is just entry screenshot, exit screenshot, a 1 week later screenshot to see what would have happened after my trade finished, and then reasons for getting in and a reason for exiting. Sometimes the reason for exiting is simply it hit my stop loss or it hit my take profit, but usually reasons for getting in, that's where you want to give a bit of info. And then what you do with this information is you write up your trading rules, again keeping them as simple as possible. You don't want like 8 different trading rules, okay? And then just slowly tweaking them along the way. And then what you do each week, each 2 weeks, when you decide to look through your previous trades, you then start to tweak your trading rules. You just tweak maybe 3 to 4 max, I would say. So the final point number 3, is allowing the stats to play out. The final thing that clicked for me was just letting the trade run. As soon as I did this, almost a week, 10 days later, I started to become quite profitable, and then that week was profitable, next week was profitable, next week was profitable, next week was break even, next week was profitable, and it just started to compound everything. One of the main things that I was doing, and this was mainly led from fear, I believe, and some of you might be struggling with this too, is I was risking X amount on the trade, okay? And if I saw it going towards the stop loss, I would just get out early, because I didn't want to lose that max amount, which means the only trades I was really winning was trades where I entered and it went straight to take profit. And that doesn't happen a lot. A lot of the time you need to allow the trade to move, you need to give it some space. And something you can go and check right now, which I knew at the time but I didn't fully take it on board, is you can go onto the chart now, any time frame, and just place a bunch of trades with one-to-one risk rewards. Don't place them, but just use the position tool on TradingView if you know what that is, and see what would have happened. And I guarantee after about 50 to 100 trades, it's about a 50% win rate. With no strategy, just using an equal risk reward, it's about a 50% win rate. Okay, and once that clicked for me, I began to use a one-to-one risk reward. I was using 1 to 1.5. I went down to 1 to 1, and I decided I'm just going to leave the trade alone. Okay, if I lose, I lose. It's fine. Okay, and then what this also did is it made me a bit more picky about getting in trades, because I knew I want to be sure that the stop loss, like if it gets there, then I'm out, and that there's no reason for me to stay in. Okay, I wanted to be more sure about all my trading decisions. And when I started doing that, and I just started letting the trades run, then that was, the final chapter, really. And I'm still learning, of course, everyone is. So that all boils down to just accepting the risk. Whatever you're trading, if you feel like you've not accepted the risk, take the risk down. Okay, it needs to be an amount of money which you don't really care about, but I recommend it being some amount of money and not a demo. That's what I highly recommend. Okay, that's what I started with, and I think that's the best, even if it's literally 10 to 20 pounds a trade. Okay, so there we go. So I'm not a millionaire yet. I've just become profitable in the last couple months. This is what I believe is much more realistic and possible. I think a lot of gurus sell you the dream, and they say you get their course and within 6 months to a year you're going to be profitable, you're going to be on thousands a month. For some people that happens, but I don't know many. I haven't met many that done that at all. Okay, especially as a beginner. So you've just got to get your head down. You've got to set goals and hit them. And the goal doesn't have to be make money. It needs to be the process. For example, one of the goals I took was I wanted to back test just 20 minutes a day, 20 to 30 minutes a day. That was it, every single day of the week, or 6 days a week. I think I allowed myself one day if I was busy, whatever. Okay, and that helped a lot. Just back testing, just building feel for the markets, and that was a goal for ages. And another goal was I'm not going to edit any trades for 2 weeks and see what happens. And it would go on and on. And I think a realistic goal to aim for really is to win about 4 units of risk per month. So that could be 4% if you're risking 1% per trade. If you're risking 2% per trade, that would be 8% a month. Okay, I think that's a realistic goal and not over trading. But anyway, I hope you found that really helpful. In my next video, I'm going to go through Nick Sean's course, and we're going to go through it, and I probably can't show you exactly in it, but I'm going to go through the chapters. I'm going to tell you how it helped me, maybe things it didn't help me with, whatever, so that can hopefully help you too if you make a decision to buy a course on anyone. Feel free to follow my Telegram. That's where I'm showing all my trade history and everything I've done and how I've been profitable and what's gone wrong, what's gone right. So yeah, feel free to follow my journey, and I'll see you next time.